How much in percent does the threshold kinetic energy of gamma quanta exceed the binding energy of a deuteron nucleus in this reaction? So binding energy of deuteron nucleus means, of course, the deuteron will split into all its nucleons, which is one neutron and one proton. So we are given the binding energy of this reaction. So how much in percent does the energy of this gamma quanta exceeds the binding energy of this reaction, which is given to us. So we just need to find what is the energy of gamma particle. So then our percentage will be E gamma minus EB upon E gamma into 100. So to try and find the energy of the gamma, we cannot use this formula, because when we derived this formula, this was based on the kinetic energy of the striking particle. But in gamma quanta, we cannot talk about kinetic energy because gamma photon is relativistic. So we can talk about the energy of this photon, we can talk about the momentum of this photon, but we cannot talk about the kinetic energy of this photon. So this formula is not valid because this was based on the assumption that the striking particle has certain kinetic energy. So now what do? So we do with the other two things as discussed. So we'll talk about the energy of this and we'll talk about the momentum of this. So in order to have the minimum energy, one thing is sure, that whatever the products are, they must be traveling at the same velocity. So just like when we derived this formula, we assumed a perfectly inelastic collision and all the products were moving with the same velocity. So just like that, here also, in order for the minimum energy needed from the gamma particle, the resultant particles must be traveling at the same velocity. So this is what represents the reaction. So we have a gamma particle with E gamma that strikes a stationary deuteron particle, and resultant nucleons will travel with v velocity. Now we can conserve momentum and energy. So by momentum conservation, P, the momentum of gamma, is equal to momentum of combined momentum of this, which is Mn plus Mp into V, and P of gamma is of course E gamma by C, which is how we relate energy and momentum of a photon. And now by energy conservation, so EB is the total energy of the on the reactant side minus total energy of the product side. So this is just the opposite of Q value. In Q value, we have the kinetic energies of the reactant minus kinetic energies of the products minus kinetic energy of the reactants. Here we are talking about EB. So EB is the energy of the reactants minus energy of the products. So energy of reactant is E gamma and energy of products is half Mn plus Mp into V square. So now we have our two equations, 1 and 2, and our variables are E gamma and V. Solving that, we will get E gamma to be this. So it's a quadratic. And we are not going to solve that. Why? We'll see. So what we need, the percentage required. So this is the, we need how much the threshold energy of the gamma quanta exceed the binding energy. So that is E gamma minus EB upon EB into 100. This is what we want to know. So now you can see we have E gamma minus EB. So if you put that here, we get this. And now we are going to take one assumption that E gamma is almost same as EB. So we are going to take this assumption because when the photon has a lot of energy compared to the kinetic energies of the other products. So this E gamma is quite high compared to this energy. Most of this gamma quanta is being absorbed in the reaction, and a negligible amount will be taken up by this. So we'll just read that. Since kinetic energy of large products is negligible with respect to energy of a relativistic gamma quanta, so from our second equation, we can say EB is almost equal to E gamma, because this is relatively 0 compared to E gamma. So this simplifies to EB square upon EB into 2 twice of this. So 1 EB will get cancelled, and now everything is known to us. So we'll put the values and get our answer. Now, if you're not happy with our assumption, you can, of course, solve this quadratic and find the value of E gamma, because everything else is known to us. And then you can get the accurate answer by putting that into this equation. You can try that and you will see that answer will not change. The answer will still come to be almost same. So then you can think back, and whenever we are comparing the energies of a photon to the energies of the non-relativistic particles, then energy of relativistic particles is always much more compared to the non-relativistic particles. All right.